Like other musical styles, jazz has taken influence from a variety of different musical genres such as blues, ragtime and classical. In today's lesson, I'm going to be taking apart a piece by Bach and also a piece by Paganini, and we're going to look at some of the licks in there because I'm pretty sure that Parker must have heard these at some point, or at least songs like these, and you can hear some harmonic comparisons between the two composers. So we're going to get behind the computer and take a look at those in just a second. But before I do, I'd like to tell you about a free beginner jazz guitar guide that you can download at my website by visiting the link below. And I'd also like to mention that I'm going to be using the excellent book Classical Studies for Pick-Style Guitar to take some of these licks from. You can purchase this fairly cheaply, it's great for practicing reading, and at the same time you're going to be learning a bunch of fantastic licks that obviously were good enough for Charlie Parker, so they're definitely good enough for me. Let's get behind the computer and check out some of these licks. So here I am behind the computer. I pulled up my copy of Perpetual Motion by Paganini, and I'd like to bring your attention to a few of these phrases over the dominant 7 chords, specifically the resolving dominant chords. So the first phrase that I'm going to examine here is in bar number 5 over the A7 going to the D minor. The phrase slowly sounds like this. Play that a little bit quicker, which played quick in straight eighths will sound classical, but if I start to incorporate some swung eighth notes and a jazz feel, it can really start to sound like a bebop line. So let's hear that against some bebop chords. So rather than just a regular A7, which is written out here, on the loop I'm going to record an A7 flat 13 and then a D minor afterwards. So here we go. Great minor 2-5-1, right? And then we can do it quicker as well. So all from this Paganini piece, Perpetual Motion. So there's another point where there's a great 2-5-1 line in my opinion, and that is really right after in this next bar here, which is bar number 6. This is over a D minor 7 G7. So the phrase here, okay, so that line could be one of two things. You could either use that to resolve to C, in which case you would just finish on the 3rd of the C major chord there, or you can make that a sequential line, meaning that you keep going down and use it over a 3/6 vamp or something like that. So to do that, you've got to be able to see what's going on underneath your fingers. So if we're thinking about these notes as being D minor G, then we've got 3, 2nd, root, 3rd resolves to the 3rd of the 5 chord, up to the 5th root, then 7th, and then you do the same thing over C minor 7 to F. Okay, and then you try and play them sequentially without stopping. So and you could hear how that might resolve to a B flat there. So that's one way in which you could do that. So what you just heard there was the first couple of bars of Invention number 4 by J.S. Bach. Hopefully some of you recognise some Charlie Parker ideas from that. So this piece begins by just going up a D harmonic minor scale, right? I'm just playing that in this position here. But when the Charlie Parkerisms start to come in is bar 2, when you've got the C sharp to B flat. Now, what I like to think of this bar as being over, harmonically speaking, is an A7 chord. And I hear that as going 3, flat 9, root, 7, flat 13, 5. So I'm hearing 1, 5, 1 right there. And I think that that harmonic minor phrase, this 3 to 9 thing that's going on over the A7 is definitely something that Charlie Parker listened to. It can't just be coincidence. So here is just a phrase over bar number 2. So starting on the 3rd of the chord. There's the movement. Okay, now as we keep on playing through this, we can see that in bar number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we've got the same thing up an octave, right? so on and so forth. Now, this is a little bit clearer to hear because it's up the octave, but it's the exact same thing, the same notes are there. So let's have a listen to how this might sound as a 2-5-1 lick. What I'll do is I'll amend this slightly. As you can see on the notation here, this actually resolves to the F note, but I'm going to resolve this to the tonic, okay? And on my loop pedal, I'm going to play an A7 alto chord again. And if I play that shape, hopefully you can get the implication there. Let's now add a 1 chord to this 5 chord. So we're going to go 5, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, 2. Slightly extended lick. Let me do that one more time. I'm going to play the loop in time. So if we've got maybe like a short 2-5. Here we go. Lots of fun to be had with that one. That's a really common piece of bebop language from Invention No. 4 by J.S. Bach. Those were just a few examples in which jazz has taken influence from classical music. There's obviously many more examples which I might cover in a future video, but what I'd like to know now is, what is your favourite example of a classical piece or idea used in a jazz situation? Please leave a comment below. If you found this video useful, then please give it a like and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this.